We have been on a journey towards a major transformation. For us, it's the love of music, a love of performance, a love of our home by the sea. We train to be leaders. We strive for perfection. We honor our traditions. When we take the field, there are no games. It's showtime. We represent you. We are excellence personified. We are the force, the soul of the 7 cities, the heartbeat of Virginia. Drum majors, the field is yours.
Okay, so then why don't you just kind of do an interview question? Like, just ask questions.
So Megan, what would you say it is that you do here?
She gotta interview.
Okay, so I just start with like my general Hampton introduction of what I do here.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Right on. My name is Megan McKinney. I am the coordinator for the Flagline Silky. This is gonna be hard, y'all. I'm not good at this. Where do I go from there?
What do you do in the band?
Okay, so I'm the coordinator for the Flagline Silky. So essentially, and working with the girls, we coordinate. Well, I help coordinate the routines, the outfits. The team as a whole is set to bring the color. It helps accentuate the music. If there's a big up part in the music, we like to bring bigger flashes of color, bigger looks. For the ballad, of course, that is typically our feature. We try to keep it smooth or do whatever flows with the music is what we do. We just really try to bring the color and the flair, in a sense, to the field.
Your ring is very bright in the light.
Oh, right on. Thanks.
Very good.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Yay.
So, Miss Tanisha, what do you do here?
All right, I'm Tanisha King Weston. I'm the coordinator for the Majorette Line SSE Shimmering Sapphire Elegance. We are the baton twirlers, and we bring the wow to the show. 2 batons, 3 batons, and 3 different levels of twirling skills, dance, a lot of visual as far as, and we kind of bringing back the twirlers to Hampton, so Shimmering Sapphire.
It made me feel bad because I was like,
I don't know what's saying. I don't have a clue either.
I don't know. We wasn't prepared.
What are you looking at? You're next.
I like your attitude. Okay. And I'm looking.
Yeah, no,
that's
you
what I was
talk
like,
to
where do
us.
I
Yeah,
look?
talk to us.
Hey, friend.
I've been through this. It has not worked all day. Well, my name is Brent Martin. I am the coordinator for Ebony Fire. I work with the dancers. I help with their choreography. I pretty much help make sure that they're ready for any and everything that comes into play with representing Hampton University and the Hampton University Marching Force. And we, of course, are the hot fire, the flames of desire. And so when we step out there, we look to bring the class, the sass, and everything else when it comes to representing true dance in the world of HBCU dance line.
That's great.
And sing.
Niggas just went on down the drain.
People in the
All
band,
right,
that's what
Alex,
they do.
you're up next.
All right. My name is Alexander Hamilton II. I am the assistant director and percussion instructor for Hampton University. Section name is Sticky Situation. I work with the young men and women in getting their talents to the collegiate level and percussion playing, as well as just being a mentor to them. They go through a lot with school, and we have a lot of some extended rehearsals every now and then, but just having them deal with time management and work with those things.
And Cliff with the shades, cool guy.
I wish. All right, my name is Clifford Costa II. I'm Assistant Director of Bands here at Hampton University. Well, one of my roles is to prepare the band musically, by way of technique, by way of expression. I also help make the travel arrangements for the band, be it food, be it lodging, busing. I arrange music for the band. That's all I can think of at the moment.
Sorry.
You go back. Got more hats.
All right, my name is Dr. Thomas Jones. I am the Director of Bands here at Hampton University. I've been here for about 4 years now, and my main role is the leadership and direction of the band, not just in terms of on-field musicianship, but the overall direction of the program and getting our students not only into Hampton University, but getting them to graduate college and move on into successful things. I also do arranging, I write drill, I do daily instruction, and I do instrumental instruction of the students. Overall, I help in every area of the band where necessary, especially with leadership development of the students. That's all I got, and I kind of just want to get into the ratchetry right Some of the things we did, we were in the 2018 Honda Battle of the Bands. We were in the 2019 Tournament of Roses Parade with our percussion section. We were in the 2020 Honda Battle of the Bands. And just prior to that, we were in the 2020 New Year's Day Parade and celebration in Rome, Italy. This has all been a whirlwind ride for us. However, it kind of came to a screeching halt with the current situation we're dealing with, both in terms of the pandemic and the reaction to it. We've had to make adjustments, and we've had to pretty much change our way of life. A lot of that's not just to say our faculty and staff, but also our students and the parents and alumni. Basically, the extended family of the Marching Force has had to change everything and make adjustments. And as we move forward making these adjustments and trying to find a way forward, we are reminiscing on those times that we had and looking back at what led us here in terms of building the legacy of the band and some of those memories that really stick with us from whether it's the 90s, whether it's the 80s, 70s, on to the 2000s and more recent years. We like to never forget where we came from, because that's how we grow as a program. We are a young staff, and we have an even younger band. When you look at all of HBCU bands, we have a lot of freshmen in the band, a lot of sophomores in the band, and they need that guidance. So we kind of look to our alumni to kind of say, hey, this is how things were, this is how you should be a Hamptonian, and this is the way you should carry yourself, not just in the band, but in life. So as we look back, we kind of look at some of our favorite shows, some of our favorite performances, and some of our more memorable times in the band. And do you have a favorite drill that we've done that really brought out the best in the majorettes?
I love the ladies show, the Joanna. Because it kind of let them do their own thing, which a lot of times this past year, since they was, all of them was pretty much new. So each one of them had a different technique. And when it came to Joanna, each one of them could get out there and kind of do their own thing, and then came back together at the end of Joanna and put everything together, and it was like a awesome routine to me. I can remember Joanna. And then they loved that. You know, out of all the routines, they will always say, Joanna, what's the best one, the ladies one? I guess because they didn't drop their batons.
Y'all do it.
That person black and white.
Today the Marching Force presents the Ladies Show. We're going to kick it off with Joanna by doing it again. Arranged by Cooper Cox. Come on, fellas. Give it up for the Marching Force.
What do you think is, within recent years, the dance team's best performance, or maybe even your favorite performance?
Recent years. I'm going to have to say I have a ton of favorites, especially with a lot of my recent groups, because they can just do some amazing things. But I'm going to say There She Goes, because when that talent came through in 2018, I was able to have a lot of fun with formations and just with the ability that they brought to the team.
There she goes. 2019. Give it up for every fire.
And do you have a favorite of recent memory?
A recent show, I really enjoyed this year's Honda show. Like across the board, the ballad, like I was so proud of that routine. Like they worked really, really hard to make sure that they hit all the marks on it. And it was one of the most moving, I'll say, shows. Like we didn't in the past, like we've been known to like come out on the field, we're in this spot, we might move to another 8 counts, but like we don't go anywhere else. Like they did really, really well, like getting here, change this formation, spreading out throughout the band, the flag changes. And it was the first time we really, really got to do like a serious outfit change. So just all across the board.
And I love the outfit.
Hair and all.
Okay, the hair, all across the board. It was a really, really great show. It was a really, really great night.
Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Under the leadership and vision of our dreamer, Dr. Thomas Ed Jones Jr. This band has not only traveled internationally, but we are the only collegiate band in the 2020 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the dream of love. Go Silky. Honda, we ain't mad at you. Give it up for Silky!
Well, the great thing about the band is they have that festive sound, that great sound, and it involves the students, and they have little cheers together, and they do things together, and the band really pumps up the crowd and get the students excited.
It's in 2 different ways. One, from a recruiting standpoint. You know, the energy that they bring adds to the atmosphere that we want, and the atmosphere that's also conducive to us winning and having the opportunity to win. You know, they bring, you know, I'm one of those guys that or coaches that I firmly believe if we're if the student athletes are the heartbeat of the athletic department and the university, then the band is the soul of the athletic department and the university. And I haven't seen anything breathe without its heart and its soul. So that's what you all bring to us.
It's just the energy. It's the energy. The band, you know, I mean, you can't talk about football without talking about the band. I think that they go together. It's like peanut butter and jelly or Batman and Robin type thing. So, I know when I played here at Hampton, we would go in for halftime and the coach would be talking, and we was hoping that the coach would hurry up and get through with his halftime speech so we could get out and see the band, because when that band is pumping, man, and the crowd is into it, and the players can feel it, you want to play. I think it goes back to a culture thing. It does something to your spirit when the band is playing. It touches you. You lighten up. I mean, I don't know if you can play football without a band. And me having the opportunity to go to Texas Tech and East Carolina, and then missing that experience and that coming back to Hampton and seeing the Force, I mean, it's unbelievable. I really don't think you can have a complete football game without the band.
What would you say some of your fondest memories of being in the band, and something that you'll always take with you from your band experience at Hampton?
Well, the trips, no question about it. We had a very unified group of students that were in the band. Very dedicated. Matter of fact, I was in architecture, so my last year, I told Dr. Taylor I had to get out of the band because I didn't have enough time to devote to the band. I missed 1 or 2 games. I came to the games, I missed it so bad, I came back to the band. I was put out of the band one day. I remember that. What was happening was Dr. Taylor kept saying, we're gonna do this one more time. And it was close to dinner time. We're gonna do this one more time. We're gonna do this one more time. And so everybody was complaining, Dr. Taylor, we getting ready to miss dinner. And it would be my voice would be the last. Everybody got quiet. And I said, why are we doing this one more time? We need to go to dinner. He said, Hubbard, you can leave now. I said, well, Dr. Taylor, how if I don't want to leave? He said, no, you going now. So I said, I thought I was done. So I walked off, and then he took his megaphone. He said, Hubbard, I'll see you tomorrow. So this is the kind of thing that we had, and we had a good friendship and a good bond in the band, and we were really together at that time.
Hi, I'm Urzetta Lewis, class of 76, King George, Virginia. I marched with the band from 1972 to 1976 under the direction of Dr. John Taylor, a retired middle school teacher, taught for 38 and a half years, and I believe that being here at Hampton in the band helped to make a difference in my teaching career. It helped me to be able to have that long a career. You gotta have some discipline.
Hello, I'm Marquita Tyson, originally from Hampton, Virginia, and the daughter of an alum. I attended a lot of Hampton Institute at that time, games and that type of thing, and was thoroughly exposed to Hampton Institute and the culture all the way through college.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joan Teresa McMillan Wickham. I'm a 4-time graduate of Hampton, 1978, 1982, 2010, and 2016. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina, and believe it or not, after all those degrees from Hampton, I thought I was going to South Carolina State all my life. I became a marching pirate from 80 to 1982, and I played the bells and I marched with the drum line.
Well, hello, I'm Haywood Robinson. I am a native of Lynchburg, Virginia, and a graduate, 1978 graduate here of what was then Hampton Institute. I believe that the discipline that I experienced in the band, in the music program, particularly concert and marching band, has had much to do with whatever success I've experienced over the years since leaving Hampton. So the Hampton culture, particularly the music department and the band, has had an indelible impact on my life.
Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Kenneth W. Lewis from Petersburg, Virginia, home of Virginia State University. And I came to Hampton Institute in the fall of 1977. I became the drum major in the fall of 1978 and fall of 1979. But I am sitting here right now because on Saturday morning, October 26th, 1974, I was in the 10th grade at Petersburg High School, and I was in the Petersburg High School marching band. We were in Central Park on Sycamore Street, lined up, waiting our turn to march in the Virginia State College Homecoming Parade. And there is Sycamore Street, and there is Fillmore Street. And while we were at parade rest, these 3 buses came up, and by the time I'm finished with the story, it'll be 30 buses. But 3 buses came, the doors opened, and out walked this 8-foot tall guy with a 15-foot tall water buffalo hat, and it was 8-Ball, the drum major. And then all the other band members of Hampton Institute Marching Band, Marching Pirates, got off the bus, and they lined up right beside us, Little Petersburg High School. And Dr. Taylor and Mr. Sylvester Young were the band director and assistant band director. They came over there. They went to parade rest immediately. They went to attention immediately. Their silence was deafening. Their stillness was electrifying, and their very presence was unforgettable. And when they did that magic kickoff thing, and they marched out and made that sharp right turn down Sycamore Street to head over to Virginia State College, where at halftime they played Skin Tight by the Ohio Players. And all of these people who were here are here right now were in the band when I was in the 10th grade at Petersburg High School. Well, I said right then and there, with God as my witness, I will go to Hampton Institute and I will be in the marching band. And so that's what happened. And my sophomore year here, I became drum major, and junior year, I was drum major. It was just the highlight of my life when I was in the band. Right on this stage is where I went from Swabby to Marching Pirates. All right? That's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hello, I'm Arthur Leon White. Most people know me as the Fud. Now, if you don't say the word Fud, you won't know my name. I was at Hampton from 73 to 77. I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Hampton gave me confidence. The teachers I had here were excellent. I worked under Dr. Taylor, so everybody knows Dr. Taylor. He's strict. Sylvester Young, he was good. He was a good trombone player, Sylvester Young. I would always go out there and line the football fields up so the band can have somewhere to march. And being under Dr. Taylor, they had me scared, so I had to do it. I had to do it right on time, because if you don't do it on time, Taylor he'd take me in the corner and talk to me. And I didn't want that. Then I dealt with the president at the Hampton and dealing with issuing instruments. I had a lot of roles going on. And then when the band had homecoming, I'd be out there with my crew, getting the floats together, and that was an all-night thing, man. I'm gonna tell you, no joke. And I'm a music major. Right here, we've done a lot of recitals and concerts, and done my recital at Ogden Hall is still there. It is. It's my first time coming back since I left. So I'm busy. I've been busy ever since, and thanks to Hampton. Hampton really guided me in the right direction where to go, because I thought I would never go to college. And I don't know what the new days doing now, but the old days, we opened the doors for y'all to take over. So that's enough to get started.
My name is Sherman Brown. I came here in 1969. I'm a proud member of Ogre Phi Ogre. We started that, and now I think they're up to Ogre Phi Ogre number 11 or 12 or 13 now. They even got a float and everything. 14, all right. Both my parents were teachers, and they knew teachers who went to Hampton University or Hampton Institute. So there was only one school I think I applied to, and that was Hampton Institute. You know, the music majors could play first year. So I said, wow, but I still played first. And Dr. Minnick would always say, a 1, a 2, you know what to do. That was his favorite thing. We'd be out there on the field, and he would blow our lips away. I mean, we'd be at a football game, and you played trumpet, boy. We were playing songs continually. So now I teach architecture. I teach first year studio, and I teach structures 1, 2, and 3. So my wife and I, we are boosters. So of course, being in the band at football games, what do I want to be? I want to be beside the band. So my tickets are beside the band, so I can be always near the band. And see, Dr. Riddick was real easygoing. John Taylor, he was short, and he was short. He was a little short man, but he was. I mean, you did not challenge that man for anything. When that man said move, you moved. When he said shut up, you just shut up. And that day when Hubbard said, "Why are we gonna do this again?" When he said you can leave, Hubbard was like, "Huh? I really don't want." You can leave. And homecoming was a whole lot of fun, but I think I was a part of two organizations that really made me feel like family. And I played Alpha, and then I was in the band. And those two things, throughout my whole 5 years, they kept me really, really busy.
It's so different now, because to me, they're marching in a square downtown around the block. We march from Mercury Boulevard and Queen. Yes. Which now there's the Cracker Barrels out there and Longhorns, but that was Mercury Mall. And the giant open air grocery. Y'all remember that? And that parking lot was where everybody assembled for Hampton's homecoming parade. And we marched from all the way out there, all the way down Queen Street. There was no such thing as Settlers Landing Road then. None of that was there. The shopping center, that was our ROTC Lawn and Barn. Yes. The Queen Street ran in front of where the front gates are here now. That's how you came to campus. None of that was there. So we marched all the way from Mercury and Queen to here, to the front gates of the campus. Yeah. And the entire city knew it was Hampton's homecoming, and they became involved because they would sit out from their houses and with their chairs, and they knew it was homecoming. And we were, because we were running the track and doing things, we were fine. Nobody was huffing and puffing. And when we would get on that little old bridge, we said, "Oh, we almost home now." And when we get by Bayberry Hospital, we started stepping real high. We said, "Oh, we almost home." But it was homecoming, and the whole city was involved with us back then. With the band, and we had those big puff hats. You could put the whole life up in there and tie them up. But it was that's how the city really got involved with us. And back then.
Well, that was the fall of 1979, and it was our homecoming. We played Virginia State University. By then, I think they'd become university, and they came here. And so we did the whole halftime show and all that sort of thing. And we were leaving. Well, this goes back to protocol. The visiting band always left first, and then the home band followed afterwards. That was the courtesy of what went on. And so they exited the field. They were coming down the main street there and made the left turn to come back in right out here. We were right behind them, all right? And I was the drum major. We were just doing my thing. We were right behind them. And somehow a car, the math building is right over behind this wall here. A car came out of that street and got between the Virginia State Band and the Hampton Institute Band. Well, it wasn't such a big deal, then. But then Virginia State turned and came back at us. And see, they had saber girls. They had the girls who had the sabers. They pulled out the swords. They had rifle squad. They did an about face and pulled out the rifles, pulled out the sword, and pointed the flags at us. And here's this car. There's me. There's a band, and these sabers. And I said, "No, not today." And the car was moving just slow, and I marched on top of the car while it was still moving. And just marched on the trunk of the car, then the hood, the top of the car, the hood of the car, and Hampton's band just came around and they turned around and went on their way back to Petersburg like they were supposed to have. But that was so funny. We didn't have cell phones then, otherwise it would have gone viral.
Force does a drill to the #1 gospel crossover hit of the summer, Shackles by Mary Mary, arranged by Al Davis.
Performing for the inaugural parade in 2009, there were dance girls passing out and flag girls passing out because it was so cold. And I remember we started playing music and just kind of dancing around just to keep warm for hours that we were standing out there waiting for the parade to start.
September 22nd, 2001. I don't remember much. However, what I do recall is the security briefing in the week prior to us traveling to New Jersey for that game. And I mean, we get security briefs when we travel, but this one seemed a little different, seemed a little more intense. You know, everyone wasn't kind of joking around. We really took it serious. And it was just another game. Granted, it was still my freshman year, so I'm still trying to understand traveling. I mean, at that time, we didn't have tracksuits yet. Freshmen had to dress up and look nice to travel, and that was fun. But it didn't really get real until we were driving to the stadium, and I don't know what street we crossed, but everybody looked to the left. And on the bus, we don't talk. So we looked to the left, and you could see ground zero, just ashes and smoke and smoke and smoke. And it was probably the most sobering moment I've ever been part of. It was, I mean, no, not saying 9/11 never happened, but we're watching it from TV. But actually seeing it, it changed everything. And it was an intense moment. I'll never forget it. And you know, that week prior, we had to practice for the pregame show with Virginia State. Oh, but separate from them. So we had to make sure our part was together. They had to make sure theirs was together. And I mean, I think that was the only moment in the game where we were on the same team, but we pulled off a performance that I want to say has been repeated over and over again from other universities. And I believe we set a tone to how to do a joint show and honor America respectfully, musically. And as long as that those tapes continue to stay on YouTube, that memory is going to be there every 9/11. And when it's gone, I'm going to continue to talk about it because I'll never forget it.
When I first started marching with the band, we were in the back of the band.
Mhm.
That was our spot. We were in the arc in the back.
We're back
And
there.
Mr. Young, we went and we pleaded and cried to him, can we just do one routine in the front? And I know we practiced so hard to make that routine like top notch and great. And ever since, they've allowed the flags to be in the front.
Okay, because I was like, you know, when did we move to the front?
It was around 89. We were able to move to the front.
Turner's Proud Mary as the band and the football team keep on rolling by arranger Al Davis. We feature the 1997 edition of the Epitome Fire.
look older and mature when you come in, especially as a freshman, 17, 18 years old versus you seeing a 20, 21-year-old at that time. Definitely beautiful to the ladies. And then as you go on, you see all the intense workouts and dance routine practices and how many times they go over different dance routines and stuff throughout the week just to have that quick 2-3 minute show on the field.
We worked really hard, but it was the way we worked as well. Our practice was very structured. You know what you're gonna do when you come to practice. You know what's first. You don't have to ask questions. You know what's coming. It was very streamlined, and that built our bodies, that built our minds, and ultimately, like Brent said, it created respect. Whenever anyone saw us.
Being on time is late. 15 minutes early. I live by that standard. If I am early, I am on time. If I'm on time, I am late. And I know it's such a little thing, but I carried that on even after being on the team.
Beware, the heat index has just reached 1,868 degrees as our lovely ladies of Ebony Fire take the steel dancing to a Janet Jackson medley arranged by the Sean. Captains led by Lasagna Abrams and Diamond Jeff.
The Marching Force brings experiences like no other, and it encourages me to want to do better and push myself.
I've become a better person, I've become more disciplined, I've become a better player, I've learned a lot of life's lessons.
Being in the band has made me feel welcome, it's given me courage, it's given me hope when I was down. Being a member of Ebony Fire and also a member of the band, it's really prepared me for life in that it's given me a stronger work ethic.
When we win as a band, that inspires me. When we're in practice and we play a song 2 and 3 times, and the third time it's fire and we're just making beautiful music together, it inspires me to do better so that I can contribute to the sound so that we can all sound amazing.
You know what that was?